Alright, let's try this again. Fairly certain I've got everything fixed and figured out. And it was such a stupid thing that was causing issues. Alright. I'm gonna clean my glasses and we'll jump in. Like, there's like one thing that I really like. I love streaming. I absolutely love it. Like, it allows me to play my games and, you know, also talk about things that I really love and am passionate about. It also lets me fill a gap of entertainment, like entertaining, that I haven't been allowed in a long time. But one thing that I really hate about everything is, well, sound issues. Like, I'm not a sound guy. I'm not like a super tech like savvy guy. I can troubleshoot, I can problem solve, and like get things figured out pretty well. And this was really bugging me. So obviously I play a lot of my games on PlayStation. Like, I have a headset, had it plugged in. The moment I went live, sound goes away. Start, stop, stream, I don't know, 3-4 times earlier, trying to figure it out. The last go around, something in like a little voice in the back of my head, you have your headset on still. Take it off, you don't need it on anymore. I unplug it, I get sound back. So I do a couple test recordings, plug it in, unplug it, plug it in, unplug it, and that's exactly what it was. So yeah, capture card does not like headset being plugged into PlayStation. So like I said, something super stupid. So dumb. So anyways, rant over, rant done. Get a sip of my tea. And let's jump in. Warlock, Diablo 2. First new character in 25 years. I've played it a little bit already previously. Got to Act 2, got to Duriel. It plays great. I really enjoy it. It feels like a old school, you know. Let me. But no, it feels like an old school character. So there's that. Yeah. So, because this is an offline character, let's just go ahead and delete this one. 3, 2, 1. New character, online, Warlock. Yeah, it totally looks like the character should have been here, like, forever. Oh, Raziel. Okay. Yeah, we can name him after my favorite vampire. So yeah, we're going to do a private game. That way people don't sign in and out.
Good day. Oh, greetings, stranger. I'm not surprised to see your kind here. Many adventurers have traveled this way since the recent troubles began. No doubt you've heard.
You'll have to let me know if the game is too loud compared to my mic volume.
Walks the world again. I don't know if I believe that, but a dark wanderer did travel this route a few weeks ago. He was headed east to the mountain pass guarded by the rogue monastery. Maybe it's nothing, but evil seems to have trailed in his wake. You see, shortly after the wanderer went through,
that way the mic doesn't really pick it up.
And strange creatures began ravaging the countryside. Until it's safer outside the camp and the gates are reopened, I'll remain here with my caravan. I hope to leave for Lutga Lane before the shadow that fell over Tristram consumes us all. If you're still alive then, I'll take you along. You should talk to Akara, too. She seems to be the leader of this camp. Maybe she can tell you more.
All right, Worry giving us a brief recap of what's going on. So we can now. Basically, I was wanting to have access to all of my gold and gems and materials and runes.
Hi there, I'm Charcy, the blacksmith here in camp.
Double check and see if there's anything good that I can equip, because like I can pull money from my shared stash, which is the whole reason why go ahead and pull it all. Actually, I probably don't need to pull it all. I can just pull the 30,000. Let's go ahead and get us some armor. Enhanced defense. Repairs 1 durability. Grab that. We'll grab that. 25% chance to block. Yeah, we'll go ahead and grab that. 17 attack rating on those gloves. We'll grab those. Enhanced defense, 2 to strength. We'll go ahead and grab that for the extra strength. Let's take a look at our boots. Yeah, we'll take the extra defense. And let's go ahead and move our health potions over, because we want to allocate those last 2 slots in our belt for mana, because he is a mana heavy-ish character. It's not quite on the same level as, like, say, a sorceress or a necromancer, but they do use a fair amount of mana, so we need to have some extra mana. And Akara is tasking us with going and clearing out the Den of Evil. We'll go ahead and buy tomes of Town Portal and Tome of Identities, and we need to go ahead and fill those. That and that. Okay. All right, so now we're set. We are set to get started. Let me go ahead and get run toggled back on, get my mini map pulled up. Whole 9 yards. So we're looking for the Den of Evil.
Or perish.
So they don't actually hold their weapons. They use demonic powers to levitate their weapons. They have chaos powers. They have eldritch powers. And there we go. Out of mana already. They have a mana regen, but it's really slow. Picking up stuff that I can sell, get some money. So they have a chaos skill tree, they have an eldritch skill tree, and they have a demon skill tree. So obviously demon, self-explanatory. You can summon a goat man, you can summon a tainted, which are the big, like, beastly looking guys that fire the, like, white balls out of their mouths. You can summon a defiler, and then you have this handy skill, bind demon, which there's some unique demons in hell that are really, really strong that you can actually bind. Obviously we can't do that yet. It's a level, what is that? Level 30 skill. I think you can get a couple extra goatmen, tainted, and defilers, but you can only have one demon bound. So you can't increase like your bound demons at all. Eldritch, you eventually get Eldritch Blast. Which is right there. And anybody that has played Warlock in, say, Baldur's Gate 3 or D&D at all knows how powerful Eldritch Blast is. I don't know if it's going to be the same here in D2, but I would imagine it's going to be pretty similar. All right. What is the shrine? Sweet stamina shrine, which... So just like with all the other characters, they start out with a starter weapon that gives them a basic skill. And this one is Miasma Bolt. And it's this guy. It's a chaos energy, darkness, basically. It's actually a pretty good starter skill.
Not enough mana.
There's actually a build on, I think it's Max Roll, that is a Miasma build, because like you've got Bolt, Chain, I think that might be it for miasmas. Yeah. Chain is interesting because like you can bind them with the chains, and it like does like a suffocating effect on them and anything that touches it, and like it drains their life pretty quickly. So you really don't need a whole lot of those. All right, so I am following a build, which is going to be this build. It's a leveling build. Unlike Diablo 4, you really can't respec when you want to. You only get a few respecs per character, and you'll end up using it for this, one of them for this build, because like you're gonna go for your leveling, and then once you get done with that into higher difficulties, you're gonna swap to an end game build. But this is for the sake of a fast leveling build, pretty much. So stat wise, we're going to dump all 5 into vitality, and we're going to go ahead and choose Miasma Bolt, which, because of our starter dagger, that gives us a +1. So right now we have a +2. And with Miasma Bolt, it fires a bolt of darkness that releases a cloud of entropy. It's a 2-yard radius and lasts 2 seconds. At level 2, it is 2 to 5 magic damage with an average magic damage of 4 to 7 per second, and it costs 2.5 mana, which doesn't seem like a whole lot, but I mean, when you're firing them off, it'll drain real quick. Now, there's some synergies with Miasma Bolt to other abilities, and it lists it here. Earlier days of Diablo 2, you just had to know what you were synergizing with. It wasn't until later they added it and they kept it for Resurrected. So for this, it's going to have synergy with Miasma Chain. I'm probably butchering that, but whatever. Plus 10% magic damage per level, and then plus 20% average magic damage per second per level for Miasma Chain as well. Abyss gives plus 10% magic damage per level, and also a 20% average magic damage per second per level. So when we get, up into these other abilities, we're going to get some higher, some higher synergy damage, which right now we're not going to get any because we only have the Miasma Bolt. I want to go ahead and pin the Discord message. Trying to get this to actually copy link. There we go. And now I can pin this. We want this pinned until the end of the stream. All right. So we have that. As we level up, we're going to follow this build guide. And we're gonna
Not enough mana.
We're gonna follow what it says to put the skill points into and what it says to put. Oh, that was actually a good one. And what it says to. I am full already? Wow. Okay. And what we're gonna follow what it says to put the stat points into. Like, just because right now it's saying all vitality, you're not going to go the whole build all vitality. You're going to go vitality and strength and whatever else it's going to tell you, because like it's going to get you to be able to have enough or not skill points, stat points for higher level gear for the in-game build as you get to it.
Yes?
Let's see. So we're gonna sell this. Oops. Sell that, sell that, sell that, sell that. Early game stuff, a lot of the things that you pick up, if you can't use it, you're going to sell it. So right now, got 2,100 just from, that little bit of stuff.
I can't do that.
It's harder to level, or it is harder to level up, but it's harder to get gold in Diablo 2 compared to, 3 and 4, where you're earning gold like at an astronomical rate. Diablo 2 was definitely a real grind on like both the character side and like item and loot side. Like if you were wanting stuff, you had to put the work in. You had to put the work in. And you had to know where the best spots to go and loot find was at. And there's our first emerald on this character. Go ahead and hit a mana potion. Another thing that set 2 apart from, all the other Diablos is you had a stamina bar. And if you ran out of stamina, you started moving real slow. And you had to toggle off run to regen your stamina. That shit sucked. That was one of the things that I was really glad that they changed. All right, here's the Den of Evil. Like, I was glad they changed that for 3 and 4. Another thing is you don't have a dodge ability into 3 you had a roll, 4 you had a dash. You ain't got that shit here. So if you weren't constantly moving, then your ass was gonna go through some health potions, because like you were gonna be damaged. And then of course your gear in 2 just wears down with use. Later games, that was not the case. Only if you died. Ooh, just found a ring. That's actually a really good. I have to look at my Okay, we're full again. Here we go. What is... L1. L1 to... toggle that. So now I can see every item on the ground as they drop. One of the new updates that they dropped with the Reign of the Warlock DLC for 2 is they added in loot filters, which is going to be really, really nice. Oh. And there's our first unique monster. Alright. We're gonna grab all these potions. Let's go ahead and see what this dagger's got for us. +1 to cleave, 1 to levitation mastery, and 2 to demonic mastery. I don't know if I'm going to use that yet. Let's go ahead. Definitely going to use that ring though. So rejuvenation potions heals and gives mana. So we're gonna want that for sure. You cannot buy those anywhere as far as I remember. I know that you can make them when you get the Herodric Cube in what is it? In Act 2. You can get the cube, which you get that pretty early on, and then you can make Herodric cubes, or not Herodric cubes. You can make rejuvenation potions.
Welcome.
I think they have to be specific potions to be made, though. All right, we're gonna... I just sold the wrong boots, but it's whatever. Sell those, sell that, sell that. Sell that, and that. Those three. So... yeah, we're just gonna sell this. I don't really want to use it. We'll sell these extra potions as health potions. We're going to keep the manas. Why did that drop and not sell? And then we'll go over here and deposit all the gold that we made. And then we send those on to the stack tab, which is where all the gems go. So we need to go ahead and repair. And as you can see, we've got a couple more options for items now. We can go ahead and sell these gloves, buy those. I'll go ahead and swap out belts. Look at that. Some better boots. So we can go ahead and grab those better boots as well. Let's take a look at shields. Yeah, we do want that extra life from that shield. So we'll definitely buy that one. And he does not have any daggers. So let's go take a look and see if Akara has any daggers that we can use. Sometimes she will, and look at that. That one is 1 to Hexbane, 1 to Demonic Mastery, and 3 to Summon Goatman. I'm actually gonna buy that one. Because now I can go ahead and bind it and
not enough mana.
You know, summon us a goat man to use. Now let's go ahead. We are level 3. So about put those into the wrong thing. Go ahead, all 5 right into vitality. Skill points again. We're going Miasma Bolt. Let's go finish purging the Den of Evil, and that's basically, we gotta kill everything. Leave nothing alive. Scepter's good gold, too. Let's get down into the nitty gritty. Gargantuan beast. And look at that, we leveled up again. So level 4, same thing. Miasma Bolt. And then all 5 points into Vitality. We will not be swapping from Vitality until level 9. Now level 5 will be the last Miasma Bolt that we put in. And then from there, we'll be putting points into Ring of Fire. Miss, swing and a miss. Go ahead and grab that light mana potion. And there it is. We have cleared the Den of Evil. We'll go ahead and grab that mana recharge. And because we were right beside the door, there was no point in using a town portal. There's no point in using one even after getting outside. We can just run back to town. We already know where the exit to the Bloodmoor is. It's down where Flavi is, and I've already seen her pop up on the map, so I know where she is.
You have cleansed the den.
And Akara is going to give us an extra skill point for clearing the den. get rid of that one. But yeah, so she gave us an extra skill point, and we're going to use that also in the Miasma Bolt. So we should be looking at 40 vitality from where we've been pumping those 5 skill points in now. And we should be looking at 4 points in the Miasma Bolt. All right.
Hello.
So Kasha is going to give us the Blood Raven quest, and we're going to head to the graveyard. Let's check and see if Charcy has anything of use. And that's a no. So we can check Akara, see if she has a better dagger, which I don't think she's going to. The one that we got from her was actually pretty good. And if you look now, you have a reset stat and skill points option with Akara. You only get 1 per difficulty. So you get 1 for normal, 1 for nightmare, 1 for hell. That's it. After that, your build is permanent. So yeah, that's not a useful dagger for us. Not at all. So we'll stick with what we got. We'll find better along the way. Now, if you're anything like me, you like to explore the maps. You can do that. You'll find a couple extra enemies around. It's extra XP if you want to do that. You're certainly not going to hurt yourself doing that. Grab that. Because in D2, extra XP gonna go pretty far. Then checking my notifications. Unlike D4, where you've got like a very large open world, you don't have very large open areas in D2. You can see the border along the bottom of the map there and along the top. Those are actually going to come in super handy and later acts, because we're going to use them to run the edges to get the lay of the area, and then you can start moving in a grid pattern to find the waypoints and, you know, your POIs. So we are now in the cold plains. We're no longer in the Bloodmoor. And, oh look, it's convenient. Your waypoint is conveniently located right here. It is not like that in later areas. They will be randomly placed. Oh, that is a unique. So yeah, I end up keeping a lot of potions on hand. Because you can just grab and use from, you know. You can grab and use from your actual inventory. The belt stuff I try to only use like in the midst of chaos. So like getting swarmed, getting into boss battles. So you'll run into things like this. Like this is just a random generated cave. You can go and knock them out. It's more XP. They're not required. But you know what? I do want some extra.
Can't carry anymore.
All right, let's go ahead and open up a portal. Get to the town port, or get to. Go back to town, sell stuff, get back out there, and purge. Sanctuary. That sells. That sells. Is this? Yep, that can sell. That can sell. And that. And that. And again, I'm going to get rid of those extra health potions. A lot of the stuff that I'm wanting to keep are these mana potions. I'm going to use those far more than what I'm going to use health potions.
Good to see
It's
you.
always good habit that if you have to come to town, go ahead and repair while you're in town. Or, you know, go ahead, grab whatever supplies you need while you're there. It's not like, you know, 3 and 4 where you can pop a town portal at any point. You can, but they cost you. And I did not mean to open up that one. All right. This was actually some hot garbage in that chest. Go ahead and... Ooh, champions. So... elite enemies. And see, we can start swapping out a lot of the lower level potions for the higher level stuff. So now we're running light potions, whereas earlier we had only minor potions.
Not enough mana.
Out of mana, so
I need mana.
it's a lot of resource management. You don't get as much regen on things like you would in 4.
I am overloaded. I need mana.
And it's like I've explained to people before. Every Diablo has its own merits. We're gonna go ahead and jump back to town, sell stuff again. You know, you've got a much smaller inventory in 2 compared to 3 and 4. Sell. Gonna go ahead and start selling off all these potions as well. We're finding so many of them. Don't really need to hang on to them. And my goat man is doing a lot of heavy lifting, so he's doing a lot of intercepting the enemies before they can get to me, before I have to use an item that's going to put, you know, durability wear. And again, I don't need to clear this cave out. It's not required, but it is extra XP. So the more XP I get, the better. Did use a mana potion right there. But like, there's gonna be no indicator either telling us, oh, by the way, you've cleared the cave. You're really not gonna know until you're done. All right. Again, all vitality. And this is my last point into Miasma Bolt. Level 6, I start putting points into Ring of Fire. And basically, that's a big, you know, fiery nova. Now, some of these caves, like it says cave level 1, that doesn't necessarily mean that there actually will be a second level. But later, you know, later caves could indeed, you know, have them. Just start spamming fire. Oh, we've got our first large charm. That's... Charms, if you're not familiar, will add extra stats. Sometimes even extra skills. But they stay in your inventory, so they will eat up inventory space. It's sometimes a juggle of, are you wanting, you know, more inventory space, or are you wanting to do more damage overall? And again, we gotta get back to town. So as you can see, I'm using a lot of portals. I'm already at 16 of 20. Each of those tomes only holds 20. And that's true for both town portals and identify tomes. So we're just going to sell off all this junk that we're not going to use. We'll move this health and that mana over there, and we're now running in those last 4 slots nothing but rejuvenation potions. We're going to go ahead and top off our tomes. All right. Oh, no, she did have a dagger. Let's see what it is. Utter garbage. All right, back over here to Charcy. Let's go ahead and
Good evening.
repair. We can also, yep, and her items have indeed reset. So we can go through, we can look and see what new stuff might be better than what we already have. Yeah, so we want to just sell that one, and we want to go ahead and get this one because it has a 10% chance to cast level 3 charge bolt when struck, and it gives us 3 to mana. That's really good. So we got a little bit more mana now. We got that 10% chance of casting a level 3 charge bolt when struck, which has the potential of being really good. It's not a guarantee, but oh look, another unique champion monster. Now we're actually going to toss that down. That is of no use to us. Same with that. We'll go ahead and toss that down as well, because I think we'll get more for the armor selling it than anything else. And we want to go ahead and identify both those. So that's enhanced defense, and that's also enhanced defense. So we'll swap that one out. And we'll go sell this stuff to Charcy just to make it quicker and easier. Repair, sell, 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 and sell. Like, we're actually doing really good on finding better potions than what we have. So RNG is really working in our favor today, which is rare in Diablo 2 anyways, not so much the other ones. So yeah, this is probably not a multi-level cave, but if you look, we're halfway to, what is that, level 6. All because we decided to come and clear this cave. Now, could it have a second level? It absolutely could. Is it? I don't know. And we won't know. Oh, look, we got that 10% chance for that charge bolt when hit. And there it was again. And you have to have keys to unlock, like, locked chests that are scattered around. All right, 1 second. Sorry about that. That was an important text message. So you'll find chests around the world in Diablo 2. And sometimes they'll be locked. And you have to have a key for that. So it's not a bad idea to carry extra keys with you. And they stack just like the tomes do. So these will stack up to 12. Let me check something right quick. Hey, what's up, Oasis? Just saw your message. So there is actually a second level to this cave. So I was actually wrong. I thought that there wasn't going to be, but there it is. And that's a dead end. We will get down here. And it's just... oh. So those little swirling things on that enemy meant that they had thorns, which meant striking those enemies physically, you had a chance of, well, there wasn't a chance. It was going to throw some of that damage back at you.
I'm overburdened.
That was a paladin skill in this game. It was an aura for them, and then it just became an item add-on in 3 and 4. Well, in 4, it's a complete passive for every character. You have some sort of thorns that you can acquire. So that can be sold, that can be sold. That can be sold. That can be, nope, that dropped. And then, nope, not talking. Go back in so I can sell stuff. That. And you might ask yourself, oh, should I keep those stamina potions since we have a stamina bar? Entirely up to you. Entirely up to you. I don't. Because I can literally just turn, you know, turn off, run, and just walk a little bit. All right, I do want to buy this belt. It'll take away the extra strength, but I'll get 9 more mana. And for me, I want more mana because I am that, I am the warlock. Unfortunately, I now can't wear my boots. So, gonna buy those instead. That's 2 to dexterity, that's 1 to strength. Honestly, we can just sell these boots, get rid of them, toss that extra gold into my stash. And get back out there. So at level 6, we'll get. Oh, look, there's. Oh, that's gonna. Yeah. So if you hear that like mechanism noise, you have just triggered a trap, and you probably want to move away from whatever it was you just triggered. In that case, it was the chest. Sometimes it'll be a fireball like this one, or maybe the whole chest catches fire, or there's a fiery explosion, or there's a gas cloud, like a poison cloud that's released. It can be a couple different things. And moment I hear those, I just start moving. Move and get the fuck away from it. You can actually dodge the fireballs. Like they're not super fast moving. Man, there we go. There's a level up. And level 6 is still, you know, vitality. But now it is Ring of Fire. And we're going to bind that to square. All right, and that's the whole area now completely. Like this entire cave is purged. And We're gonna toss that because I'm gonna pick up that light mana and use that. So entire cave, level 1 and 2, purged. Got a whole additional level that I didn't have coming in. And now just got to work my way back up to the exit. There might be an enemy. Yep. So there is. Sometimes there's a couple enemies that you miss. Go ahead and finish purging.
I am overburdened.
Turn off the run since I was out of stamina. And you get more stamina from vitality. So this dropping like all 5 skill points right now into vitality is giving us not just extra life, but it's also giving us a little bit of extra stamina. All right. And now that we're done in there,
I am overburdened.
and again, right back to town to sell stuff.
Good day.
Get used to this. It's a lot of rinse and repeat. All right, and let's go ahead and identify that belt, sell it, bam. Like, it is a lot of rinse and repeat. Like, a lot of people, they start playing Diablo 2 Resurrected, not realizing that it is, you know, a 20-something-year-old game. And it is not for everyone. It really is not.
I can't carry it anymore.
Damn it, I'm already full again. But like, I grew up with these. In the case of Diablo 2, I put thousands upon thousands of hours into Diablo 2 back in the day. So like, growing up with this style of game, it really doesn't bother me how grindy it is. But for other people, you know, I get it. It's not for everybody. It's an acquired taste. Whereas Diablo 3, Diablo 4, create a character, jump in, and you start getting, you know, loot and hard-hitting characters quickly. And Diablo 2, if you want that, you got to put the work in. You got to put a lot of work in. And you know, that's part of the charm for me. Is, you know, putting in that work. Ooh, that is a lot of everything. That is a lot of everything. Yeah, give me all that. Give me all that. Oh, there's my ring of fire. Like I said, big Nova effect. And let's go ahead and blast that off again.
Not enough mana.
These guys, you want to kill the shamans first, because like they'll just keep resurrecting all the little, the little ads after it. Again,
Not enough.
you can speed run a lot of this. Oh, look, there's another charm. By, running through trying to find the next area for the next part of the quest. And if that's what you want to do, hey, that's your choice. It's your game, it's your playthrough. I know I want to be a certain level. All right, this is not where we want to be. Which means it's down this other way. But no, I know I want to be a certain level going into Act 2. And that's mainly because I want to be a certain level going against Duriel at the end of Act 2. I want to be doing a specific amount of damage at that point and being able to take a certain amount of damage. So the more work I can put in here in Act 1 before I get to Act 2, the better. And I mean, I could go as far as once I find and beat Duriel and get Andariel and get the waypoints for there, I could just start doing Andariel runs and or Tristram runs and grind XP that way. Each act has got their own area where you can grind XP. And it's like a higher. Those areas usually have more monsters, more XP to grab, so to speak. Blood Oath, I don't want that. So one of the cool things about the Warlock, and right now I don't have access to it. You usually get it about Act 2. But instead of a shield, you'll get an offhand item that is a book that floats. It's really freaking cool. Really freaking cool. It was nice to see them, bring something from, the later games over to 2, because that's not really something that you see. And then let's see what this dagger is right quick. No, still no good. And here we go. Here is the Blood Raven quest, the burial grounds. Look. So that Ring of Fire is a really good crowd control skill. Like, really good crowd control.
Join my army.
And bam, she's dead. Oh, we just got our first rare. That's nice. Oh, that's nice. And it,
have a swift end.
of course. So, gotta do a little bit of Tetris. Be able to get that spear in. So, another good spot to farm XP early on. Like, we are very early on. This is only quest 2 of Act 1. So you can come here. There's a mausoleum there. And there's a mausoleum there. Well, crypt. And you can clear those out, which I'm going to go ahead and do. Identify that. But first, let's talk to Kasha.
I can hardly believe that you've defeated.
And she's going to give us our first mercenary. And see, she can use this bow that we just got. Right now, she ain't got nothing. She has nothing. Her damage is shit. Her defense is shit. We give her this bow. She's got better damage now. Now, let's go.
I can't do that here.
First off, let me move this stuff that I can't use into my stash.
Good evening.
And then let's go ahead, sell that. And we're going to sell that. Let's see what... All right, she has 37 strength, 49 dexterity. So you can equip helmet, armor, and a weapon to each mercenary. You get a rogue in Act 1. You get a spear / pike user in Act 2. Act 2 is probably going to be the mercenary that you're going to want to use for the vast majority of the time because of their fanaticism auras. They're going to have auras like paladins. Fanaticism, you're going to want to use that. It's going to give you some life and life regen. Act 3, you're going to have characters that are magic users and sword and shield. And then Act 4, you're not going to have anything. Act 5, you'll have access to barbarians. I don't ever really use barbarians for anything. But it's usually the Act 2 one that I use the most. And that's that's mainly because of the fanaticism aura. But you may be different. You may want to use something different. Maybe you do want the barbarian because of their shouts and oh, can she use that? Strength 37. But maybe you want to use their shouts. Oh, she can use that. Okay, we're gonna get that far. And that for her.
I'll put that to good
Toss
use.
that on.
I'll put
And
that to
toss
good
that on.
use.
So now she's got good defense. And, you know, she's got some good damage. And now I want to do a little bit of rearranging. And now we can go back and let's knock out these areas. It's a chest. Take that rejuvenation potion. That's a health shrine. I don't need that. We'll open up the casket. When I go back to town, okay. When I go back to town, I'll explain the mercenary system a little bit better, because I don't think, or I can do it right here. So you've got your weapon, you've got your helmet, you got your armor. That's where you're going to get your defense and your damage for your mercenary. And then each mercenary is going to have a set of skills of their own. It's not a whole lot. So inner sight for her, cold arrow for her, freezing arrow for her. You can change that by hiring a new mercenary. And each of the, I can grab that. I do want that health shrine now. Each person that you hire the mercenary from, you can see what skills they have there. Like I said, I'll show you when I go back to town. Getting all the loot and the XP. We want all of that. I'll take that light mana potion too. There we go. So this is what I mean about it is a balancing act. Oh look, leveled up. And gotta go back to town. Just to be able to pick up the extra loot that we just found. One second. reset my Twitch app because it is acting up. There we go. So while I'm here, I'll show you this. So you go to hire, and right here along that third tab, it's going to show you the different skills that you can get. So that first skill for all of the rogues are going to be the same, but that second skill and the third skill, those are going to be different. And it's basically ice, fire for second, freezing, exploding for the third. So it's just a preference. Go ahead and identify that guitar.
Greetings.
And some of this stuff, not worth a whole lot of money. But hey, every little bit adds up.
Not in town.
Now we can go ahead and do our skill and stat points. So level 7, we're still doing vitality. And then skill tree, we're still doing Ring of Fire. Now Akara, Akara's got a quest for us. Basically, we got to go find Deckard Cain. And for that, we got to travel to the Dark Wood. And then we have to open up a portal at the Cairnstones. And then head to Tristram and save Deckard Cain. Man, look at all this stuff right here. Like, yeah. All right, that, I believe, is this first one done. Wow, okay, let's do some more Tetrising so I can get that short staff in. Then get past the stuff that's catching me. So in a lot of the early games, they didn't place these objects with the no-hit boundaries very well. So you can just get caught on shit very easily. Great. Pour our barrels. Open up my portal again, or go through my portal again, I should say. All right. Identify. What did that one? 1 to dexterity and fire resist. Okay. 12 to attack rating. See, I'm gonna sell this Grand Charm. Its boost isn't all that helpful. And it's just going to take up a lot of space. no point in keeping it. All right, I can sell all this stuff now.
I can't do that here.
Good
Come
to
on.
see you.
Might as well check armors and stuff while I'm here. Ugh. And nothing worth buying anyways. You can check and see what Gita has.
Greetings.
Which he has a gamble option, so like if you have an overabundance of gold, you can, gamble on stuff. In my opinion, it's not worth it. All right. Head back through our portal, finish taking out these this mausoleum. More loot to sell is always a good thing. And just like that, we're full again. Like one quality of life upgrade that I would love for them to implement, and it's not going to happen because like it would require a complete overhaul of the game. I mean, then again, I say that and things that we didn't think would happen, like a new character class, happened. So maybe it could happen, but I would like to see them add in the ability to like in Diablo 3 and 4, set up junk items and just be able to sell junk items straight from your inventory. That should be a feature for Diablo 4 as well.
Yes.
All right, we can sell that. We can sell that. We can sell that, and we can sell that. And we can sell those. And like I say that about being able to mark junk and sell it, because like the amount of junk item, like stuff that you're just never going to use, and how quickly your inventory fills up, and you've got to run again. Like, look, like I can Tetris. I can Tetris these items down here and fit that last, piece of armor. But when, when the shit is hitting the fan, it'd just be really nice to be able to sell all junk, mark everything as junk, and then sell all junk and keep going instead of, oh, my inventory's full, back to town, open town portal, go sell. All right, well, back out. Oh, my inventory's full again, time to do it all over again. Like, that's really time consuming. All right. We're done down here in the burial grounds, and we can go and start just looking for that waypoint in Stony Field. The other places, like the Cairn Stones, totally fine with knowing that location. Like, that's, we need to know where those are, but I need to know where the waypoint is first. I got excited thinking the waypoint was right there, because they're usually flanked with torches. And all of this is... Okay, so that Grand Charm I'm gonna have to keep, because that's... 5 poison damage over 3 seconds is nice, and the extra life is also nice. But everything else can go.
Greetings.
Bye-bye, 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 and bye-bye. And honestly, bye-bye to the keys as well. I have not found one locked chest yet. Surprisingly, I don't have to repair. Oh, we're now unlocking chain gloves, a regular belt, and large shields now. Okay. We are out of identify scrolls, so we need to go and buy some more from Akara. Now we can go ahead and head back out. All right, we need to go and take care of this mess. All right, here's the Cairn Stones. Oh, okay.
Not enough.
RNG was definitely on our side there. And I mean, we can't use either one because the Targe is a paladin weapon or shield and Qatar is an assassin weapon. We'll take that cold resist on those boots though. The armor, though. The armor is nice. Alright, so now we know the cairn stones are there. I just leveled up again. And I need to find where... Ah, right there is where the shamans are. Ironically enough, it is like 3 camps side by side. So there's the entrance to the Dark Woods.
I am overburdened.
Now what I'm doing now is I'm looking for the waypoint. And like I said, it's easier if you bounds out your area. Oh look, a locked chest after I got rid of all of my keys. That's fine. So we're now level, what is that, 8? Again, all vitality there, and Ring of Fire again. Now, oh, okay. Here is the Moldy Tome. This is going to give us another quest. This is going to give us the Countess quest.
And so it came to pass that the Countess, who once bathed in the rejuvenating blood of 100 virgins, was buried alive, and her castle, in which so many...
And there's our waypoint right here beside it too. So now jump to town. And we can offload all this stuff. Because we don't need all that stuff.
Good evening.
And bye-bye. 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 Oh, I do need to check and see if I need a repair though. A little bit. Not a whole lot. All right. Now I can compare things. 3 to mana or 5 to mana. 5 to mana is better. So I need 25 strength, which I'm only at 17. So I can't get any like better gear for a little while. And now we can jump back to Stony Fields because we have that waypoint now. We also know where the entrance to the underground tunnel is that leads to the Dark Woods. Oh, we found our first amulet. That's really big. Due to energy, that's going to give us more mana. So we're now at 48 mana. Doesn't sound like a whole lot, and it's really not, but I think we had 20 when we started. So now we're at 48. We're double what we were at. And just like the larger maps, you can balance out your area to get a idea of your bearings. Because we're actually going to be looking for the underground passage 2. And that's a dead end. We'll check the dead rogue there. Alright. Yeah, we can't really use... the preserved head, unfortunately. It would have been nice if they would have made the preserved head useful for both the necromancer and the warlock. That would have been really cool. Especially since, like, the dagger is now a shared item between the necromancer and the warlock. Like, preserved head would have been really cool to have been a shared item as well. So the underground passage is like a really, really large area. I know I just found... okay, there's our second ring. It's not the best ring, but that 38% gold will help out a lot in earning gold and racking it up in the early game.
Not enough. Not enough mana.
All right. We're just making our way through. Like, unfortunately, like, you can't, like, rush through this, like... There's a small charm. Maybe it's not the passage 2 that we need to be on. Maybe it is indeed passage 1. But either way, it's more XP. So yeah, it is passage 1 that we need to be on. Which means that this area down here is not the right area. And like I said, this is a really large dungeon. Just kind of blast through things as they arise. Use my ring of fire to do so. Alright, that's a dead end. See, now I've burnt through a lot of like the mana that I had racked up in my, you know, my rejuvenation potions. So I'm going to have to start getting like these, pick up these smaller ones. All right, here's the dark wood, and now we're out. Ooh, XP shrine. Of course we want that. We already found the tree we were looking for.
Such an old tree. Pity
We
its
need to pick
fruits
up this
are
scroll of
useless.
Inifis, so we can drop that. Move this over here. Move that down to there. Grab the scroll. I'm gonna try to find... Oh, Jesus. Okay. No. Pick that back up. Use that. I'm gonna try to find the waypoint. Alright, here's our bounds. At least one of them anyways. Here's the other one.
I am overburdened.
I know I didn't need that health potion, but it freed up space and at least gave me a little bit of a passive bump. I'm gonna run across this middle section. Double check, make sure that we're not missing the waypoint. And considering that it hasn't popped up at all, I would say we have not missed it yet. It won't, and here it is. We walked right past it up near the tree. All right, back to here. We turn the scroll into Akara. She translates it for us so we can then go rescue Cain. And we can sell all this stuff that, you know, we don't need. Go dump this gold into our stash. Dump those.
What can I do for you?
Check and see if we need a repair. A little bit, not a whole lot. Okay. Now, let's go save Cain. So back to Stony Field, and then back over here to the Cairn Stones. Pick up the short staff over here. Pick up that chipped amethyst. Might as well pick up that minor potion and this little bit of gold I missed. And here we are. We'll go ahead Grab the minor potions. So, for the sake of the stream, you want to read this, and it's going to show you the order of doing the stones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You don't have to read it. You can just click them until they light up and the portal opens.
This is what happens.
And that's what we
when
did back in the day,
hearts
really.
are taken with demons.
And we're gonna get some pretty decent XP in here. Alright, so we just saved Kane. He's gonna head back to the rogue encampment. And he'll be there waiting for us when we get back. Oh, we just got us a nice skull cap. Alright, where is he at? Is he in here? No, he's not.
I am overburdened.
Where is he at? There he is.
Not enough mana.
Obviously, we want to equip that like right away. Right away. That's a really good. Burn through these minor potions right quick. Go ahead and do some more Tetrising. Identify this stuff. 1 to 6 lightning. Let's see what this one does. Yeah, so that's better overall. Grab that. Grab that. Go ahead and grab that wolf's head as well. We'll open a portal, head back to town, sell the stuff we have, and then head back in there. But we'll talk to Kane while we're at it. So now that we rescued him, we can identify stuff with him for free.
Good day.
Which is really useful. And see, now we're starting to make our money again. Let me check and see if there's anything that is going to be better than what I've got, which it doesn't appear to be. We'll dump. Oh, I can now use that. And we leveled up to level 9. And now we get a little bit more strength. Which means we can use this better armor. Yeah, way better. Way better armor. Way better armor. And a better shield. That shield gives us mana, which we need. But before I start tossing stuff,
I'll put that to good use. I'll put that to good use. I'll put that to good use. I'll put that
honestly, just say I have to sell it. I thought it was going to be better in the long run because it's a rare compared to a magic, but the changes for her were negligible. Might as well just, you know, not even use it. So we can sell that. And then can sell that. Hey, how's it going? And then I think that's it. So we can go ahead and check our armor. We repaired that. I do need to get some more town portals while we're in town. We don't want to be stuck somewhere. And like, that's legitimately something that can happen. You can run out of town portals, and if they don't drop from a monster, you're just fucking stuck.
You have risked your life.
Until you find some, or find a waypoint. Oh man, that's a garbage ring that she gave us, so we're just gonna get rid of that. There's that, and we're gonna head back into Tristram. So now we can finish clearing stuff. And poor old Griswold, if you don't know, like if you didn't play the first game, then you would not know this, but Griswold was Tristram's blacksmith. And like, he survived the darkening of Tristram way back when, only to end up cursed and end up like that. And that fucking sucks, because he was an enjoyable character. I would have liked to have seen them, you know, continue to use him. And the fucked up thing is they kill him, they curse him in this game, and in the third game, they introduce another Scottish blacksmith who looks just like Griswold. And it's like, if you were gonna go that route, you should have just left Griswold alive. Like, there was no need for it. All right, 5 more skill points to strength, and then another, or not skill points, stat points, and then another skill point to Ring of Fire. And here's another NPC from Diablo 1. Wort you could find on the other side of this river in Diablo 1. And he was a gambler merchant. In this game, you get a lot of gold from him, and he drops an item titled Wirt's Leg, because in the first game he had a peg leg, and it's not an item to actually be used, at least not in the sense of I can use this as a weapon. I mean, you could if you want to. I don't know who would want to though, but when you get a cube and you beat Diablo and beat the game, which is Baal, beating Baal in Act 5, and you go to the next difficulty, you unlock the option of unlocking, like opening up a secret level of sorts. And if you played Diablo 2, you know what I'm talking about. If you didn't, you can Google it and find out. But as of right now, I'm gonna keep it a secret as to what it is, because we'll get to it. Because I'll be streaming a fair bit of Diablo 2, so we'll fucking get to it. We'll get to it.
When I fled the monastery,
All right, so now Charcy's going to give us a quest to find her Herodric Malice, which is a blacksmith tool. All right, I can now wear better stuff. Oop, I need to check. All of my stuff is nice and repaired. Check with her. Oh. That's a negative. All right. I'm going to take a 10-15 minute break, and I will be right back. All right. So, where were we? Oh, yeah. So now we have to go and find the Black Marsh. Like where that is, because that's going to be where our next quest is, which is going to be the Forgotten Tower, which it's not an actual story quest. It's a side quest, but the XP is good. Yeah, might as well get it. Okay. Like now that Ring of Fire is deleting stuff. Oh look, found the Black Marsh. Now we're gonna have to find. Ew, that's not a good. We're gonna have to find the Forgotten Tower, and we're gonna have to find the waypoint here. So again, we're going to start blocking out our border. Let's get like that established, and then we can start going grid through the middle to find, you know, our waypoint and the Forgotten Tower. Now we've run into those before anything else. That's fine. We can just go ahead and you know, if we find the waypoint first, that's perfect. Oh yes. But it can't be repaired. That sucks. Eagle orb, large axe. We'll grab these. So this is what I was talking about. The warlock gets an offhand item. It's a book. So like it's a spell tome. Man. It's really awesome that we got one to drop like right now, but it being ethereal and can't be repaired fucking sucks. We're gonna go ahead and use it though. So this one doesn't have it, but you'll find them with skills on them to add, you know, to add skill points to your stuff. They'll be just like, you know, an item for any of the other characters. Shit, we're about to have to go right back to town again. We're gonna fucking blast the hell. Damn, there's another one with like multiple, you know, encampments beside. Alright. Yeah, there's a scroll. Oh, I can't pick up scroll. Okay. Or small charm, I mean. That's okay. That's okay. We made room. Let's go ahead and let's... That's getting sold as soon as I get back to town. I don't need that. Now, I was gonna say, the off chance of it being down. Oh, hey, that's a rare. we're gonna go ahead and jump back in town, like, right now.
Hello.
I shouldn't have, identified anything. We'll sell that. We'll sell that old shield of mine. That. Now,
Hello.
there's some of these items that would be better to have. But we'll wait.
Not in town.
We're starting to rack up some good gems now. So I used to know really good, like, what items what runes you wanted to use on this character and what runes you wanted to use on that character. And for the most part, I still know, but, like, I don't know what to use for the Warlock. So I'll have to rely on the build, which those following along. Is this? This is the build I'm following. It's the fast build. Like the fast leveling build. In fact, while I've got a reprieve from things, take a look and see what so this is just for the leveling. It doesn't go into what items you need to use, but there is quite a lot of there's a couple in-game builds now. Cleave Warlock, Demon Warlock, Echoing Strike Warlock, Eldritch Blast Warlock, Fire Warlock, and Magic Warlock. I think I want this one to be a Summoning Warlock, so the Demon Warlock is probably going to be that for me. And looks like we're going to use the Beast rune word on a staff, no less. Okay. Oh, no. Okay. It's giving me options. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. So Demon Warlock is probably what we're going to end up running on this one. But for right now, we're following the leveling build. So we're wanting to go through with that until the very end. And honestly, if like you're just wanting to do your own thing, that's perfectly fine too. I like to min-max my stuff, so if it's not an old build that I made, you know, back during my Diablo 2 days, then I'm probably gonna follow a build guide, because honestly, I just don't have the time to figure out, you know, Diablo 2 builds anymore. Like, I'm a dad. I have a partner, fiance, and just like, I just don't have the time. Now, this is going to be the exit to, yeah, the Tomo Highlands. I've got a feeling the Forgotten Tower is going to be in the middle somewhere.
Not enough mana.
Because here's a skill shrine. We could really use. I could have used that mana regen shrine, but it's fine. All right, now it's time to start running down the middle, and right there's the town portal, or waypoint. Super close to where we started. Which means
Not enough mana.
like I said, it's more than likely going to be in the middle somewhere. And there it is. So, this is the Forgotten Tower. It's always gonna have this little chest outside of it. Alright, nothing in the first part, and like that's how it always is. There is nothing in that first level. You just move on to the next. And there's another level up. And that's level 11, so we'll go back to our leveling guide. 5 more to strength. And then another 2 Ring of Fire. Which honestly is probably making Ring of Fire pretty hefty at this point. In fact, I want to look and see how much damage. 36 to 47 fire damage. And I think it also explodes at the end of it. All right, here's level 2. Yeah, we just one-shotted that little guy. Honestly, we can toss out those bolts, pick up that short sword. I mean, that's really good. The offhand book isn't taking any damage so far. Oh, man. Man. Yep, no, gotta open up a portal. I thought I was gonna be able to, like, Tetris it in there. I'm not gonna be able to.
Stay a while and listen.
Then identify that. Right. Basically, all of that. I mean, obviously, with the exception of that gem. But we need that gem to go in there. But all of that in my inventory. Gone.
What can I do for you?
The bardish, the sword, the scepter, the ring, and the shield. We're holding on to those as a, like, backup, so to speak, of health. Alright, now we can pop back through. Grab that. And we can use that and that right off Jump Street. Look, there's another light mana. Now, in case you haven't noticed, there's a lot of unique monsters down here. Man, we got a lot of light mana potions again, so that's really fucking good.
I can't carry.
And my inventory's full. Again. You know what's interesting is this isn't the Forgotten Tower. At least. Oh yeah, it is. There it is. All right. I was getting a little worried because I knew that there was a fifth level that should have.
Good to see you.
Yep, no. Those can be gotten rid of.
Good to see you.
So that and that and that. And we're going to go ahead and get rid of those light health potions. And that's, mainly because we're not taking much damage. And I've got these, rejuvenation potions that we can use instead. All right, now, and there's an amulet. Ooh, I got frozen. So we'll let that go bye-bye.
Not enough mana.
Now the ghosts, when they hit you, they have a chance to drain your mana. Wow, that was real useful. I did not mean to use that light mana, but it's fine. On either side, when you come through right here, there's going to be 2 offshoot rooms, and they're always good to go in and scoop up the gold. And then you'll go up here. Through these 2 rooms, they'll on either side you got the openings there and there, and then they'll wrap around to one main room. And that main room, that's going to be where the Countess is. And there she is. And down. So she's gonna drop your first runes.
Donation of gold and blood is welcome to my courts.
And we're gonna want to go to town and come back, because we're full again. But yeah, she's gonna drop your first runes for you.
I can't do that.
And
Well done.
they're not the best of runes. And like not even useful, like, well, I mean, I can't even say they're not even useful early on, because they could be. And honestly, you probably look up rune words online and, you know, go to Google. Diablo 2 Resurrected. Yeah, rune words list. And look, right here. There's Diablo2.io with one. There's D2 Rune Wizard. And you probably, you know, if you want to take a look at it, I'll post it right here in the chat. There's the rune words right there. You know, you might find something useful. Like, I don't know. Let's see if we can find one for these 3 runes. What are the 3 I've got? Eth, Ith, and L. there's a malice. Like, you can literally take these 3 starting runes that I have, and at level 15, create a level 15 rune word. Plus 33% enhanced damage, plus 9% maximum damage, 100% chance of open wounds, negative 25% target defense, negative 100 to monster defense per hit, prevent monster heal, 50 to attack rating, and drain life negative 5. So you can make this rune word right here. That's nice. Like, if I could find, you know, say a staff or a sword that has got, you know, 3 open sockets in it, I've got a rune word right there at level 15, which I'm only 4 levels away from.
Not in town.
It's not too bad. What's this? Lightning resist. I don't want that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. And get rid of that. What's this one? 1 to 2 cold damage. Can move that up into there. And, you know, curiosity's sake, looking to see. So, more than likely, the saber or the scimitar could probably have, you know, enough slots. And going even further, you can like click on like some of the later bone daggers are big enough to have. But there's certainly swords that are big enough to have them as well. It's a matter of finding one around the correct level that's gonna work, you know. All right, here we go. Finally got a better belt. I'm gonna lose some mana though. And that sucks, but man, does that suck. That was a lot of mana I lost, actually. We're actually gonna grab that light radius increase.
Greetings.
So yeah, I need to be... I'd like to use a rune word if I can. If I can't, it's honestly no big deal. So we'll go ahead and go back in.
I am overburdened.
Wow, okay. Open the portal back up. We can take our waypoint back to the Black Marsh and then continue on from there.
Good day.
So sell that. It's actually some good gold right there. And then we can get rid of those spears as well. So that gave us a fair bit of inventory room back. Back to the Black Marsh. And then we know up here is the next area, the Tomo Highland. Or the Tomo Highland. I'm not actually sure how this is pronounced, to be honest with you. And I'm not sure if there is a waypoint here. There's another ring for me.
It's locked.
I'm gonna jump back to town and check because I'm curious. No, so Outer Cloister is our next available. Deckard, where are you at? You're behind the portal. Your pathfinding is terrible, sir. We can sell that ring when we come back. I'm not super worried about that.
I need a key. Not enough mana.
Almost leveled up. All right, Monastery Gate.
Sisters succumbed so readily to the pull of
Man, that is super confusing that you can't open that up. And then level up. All right, here is the actual opening. And then here will be a right past all of this will be the Outer Cloister. And of course, there it is. Oh, there's something down here just resurrecting. Got to get rid of the shaman for that. And right here is our next waypoint. So now I can jump back to town very easily.
Yes.
2 to dexterity, 1 to dexterity. So there's some extra stuff to sell. That can go bye-bye. That can go bye-bye. Just got another trophy unlocked on PS5. And it sucks because like I need health potions and mana potions, and all that's available here in Act 1 are these little piddly ones to buy. Now I can pick up those higher ones, no problem. It's finding those higher ones though. And we'll continue on. So, Yetis! Honestly, those do not look like no Yeti to me. Alright, so we're in the barracks now. This is where Charcy said she left the Heraldric Malice. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the forge. Actually, I do want that staff because we can sell that. Class-specific items usually have good resellability. I'm willing to bet the forge is on the other side of this. And I was wrong. But the stairs down is right here. So we're going to be looking for a forge icon to pop up. Go ahead and take those potions. And again, it might take us a minute to find it. Wow. Okay. There it is. And the forge, or the smith, is a reskin of the butcher.
Not enough mana. Not enough mana.
Red meat. And now he's dead. And now we can get the malice right there.
Let's see what the craftswoman can do with.
So that quest is done. And what that does is Charcy will imbue any item for you as long as it's not a magic, rare. So like, it just has to be a basic item. But she'll make it a rare. It can't be socketed either.
Simple
all right.
Cages for simple minds.
Now, on this level, or not this level, I think it's the second
Greetings.
jail level, or maybe it is jail level 1. So it is jail level 1. Jail level 1 will have another waypoint.
Good. Oh, thanks.
All right. So I could take my dagger and imbue it, and now we've got that. And I shouldn't have, because now it's shit.
Greetings.
And I lost my goat man. So that fucking sucks. I'll just have to make do. Hopefully I find another thing that allows me to get Goatman back. Actually, let me scroll through. So actually at level 49, I'll respec. And I'll get Goatman down there. That sucks though, because I would like to have Goatman now. That's fine. I'm sure I'll find something that'll give me Goatman. Alright, I'm level 12 now, so... Oh look, we're back to doing Vitality again. And more Ring of Fire. Man, that Ring of Fire is just gonna get beefy, isn't it? We'll toss that back in there.
It is certain that we face the demon.
And basically, Deckard Cain is telling you, oh no, we're facing the Maiden of Anguish and Dariel. And he's tasking you with
It's locked.
finding where she is and ending her life. Of course, I say that, and the lesser evils and the prime evils don't quote unquote die. They'll return to the hells to regain their strength, so to speak. And like they'll... Come on, give me that. Thank you, Jesus. But they'll like start reconstituting their life force and reform to come back to Sanctuary and try again, basically. You know, Diablo 1, the warrior plunges the soul stone after trapping Diablo into his own forehead, trapping him, thinking he was strong enough. He becomes the Dark Wanderer in 2 and, you know, spreads destruction and chaos across Sanctuary, frees Andariel, and Dariel corrupts the rogues. Mephisto had been trapped in the Durance of Hate. Duriel was trapped in Talrash's tomb.
Not enough mana.
And like he basically, they never stay dead, they just come back. And they usually come back stronger.
Not enough mana.
I mean, in 4, we're about to... In 4, you fight Andariel and Duriel again. As well as fight... Okay, here's the way down. I need the waypoint, though. You fight both Andariel and Duriel again. You fight the avatar of hatred, Mephisto. And, you know, of course, you fight Lilith herself, which... She's kind of in 1. And she's kind of in 2. In 1, she's a unique succubus monster named Lilith. And in 2, she's a variant of Andariel. I don't think, at least in my head, it's not actually her. Maybe, you know, maybe the developers intended for both of those at some point to be, you know, Lilith, the daughter of hatred, but I don't think it's her. And with the way that, you know, Diablo 4 handles it, I don't think the developers now intend it to ever have been her.
It's locked.
But it is a nice, you know, cool little Easter egg as well. Got a feeling it's over here beside where I was just at. Oh. It was. It fucking was. So now I just gotta get Inner Cloister Catacombs level 2. I'm about to level up again.
Stay a while and listen.
Stay a while and listen. 1 to 2 fire damage. That's not bad. I'm going to sell the life one and keep that one. Not having the goat man sucks.
Good day.
Oh, took my first durability loss on my book. Not having the goat man sucks, but it's not holding me back. Checking all this stuff to make sure that I don't need it. Make sure it's not better than what I'm actually using. Because if it is, I need to swap it out. It doesn't look it. I'll check and see what Geed has. He's got stuff with higher defense, though. 3 to energy. I want that. One to strength, 1 to dex. Okay. So, new helmet, at least. And I can go and swap this with
I'll put
her.
that to good use.
You know, I should see if they have a better bow. One maximum damage. So no, doesn't look like a better bow. Doing pretty good on gold.
Hello.
We'll go ahead and top off all of my stuff. And then we'll get down back into here. I can't remember if there's an exit directly out of here, or if I have to go down one more. And there's my level up. Oh, something's got mana leech on it. All right, so level 13 is more vitality. And then another to Ring of Fire. And I accidentally... Ring of Fire is just steadily, you know, beefing up. And I'm not complaining. Like, that is... Bam! Just one-shotted. I'm hoping I'll have enough mana when I get to Andariel to just be able to hit her with with that. Just like spam it and hopefully kill her in a few hits. All right, so now I should be looking for the exit out. Light mana, we'll take that. There we go. Like I said, we're looking for the exit, like a stairwell up. Obviously not like the one that we just came down. It'll be a different type of stairwell. And it'll be leading up to another level of the monastery. And that's got a trap in it. That's what I was talking about earlier. They can just catch fire. I couldn't tell if that one was trapped or not. It certainly sounded it. That one definitely was. All right. Don't want those. I do want that light mana though.
I need mana. Not enough mana.
Chipped emerald. We obviously want all the gems that we can find. That's all really good. Some light mana potions. Look, more light manas. I will never be upset for the game throwing light mana potions to me. Never. I play mana needing characters. Throw them to me.
Not enough mana.
Okay. Toss that. Don't need it. All right, there we go. And see, different stairwell. And now there's always going to be a dead rogue there. And now we have that one. So we only have one more waypoint to get for Act 1.
Greetings.
Good to see you.
Sell that. Sell that. What's this one? 21 to attack. Nope. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. And get rid of it. We'll keep these potions. Oh, I need to repair. Let's check the durability there. 10 of 11. We're still good. And okay. We'll drop this gold in the stash. We'll drop that in the stash. And we'll head back down. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we are almost done with Act 1. We are almost done with Andariel. Or we will be finding Andariel, I should say. Where's he at? I can hear him. A whole lot of swinging and missing. Jesus. Because my attack rating is shit.
I need a key.
And here is our way down to Catacombs, level of 1.
Shadows churn with the touch of anguish.
Now, we need to find our way to level 2. And then on level 2, we need to find the waypoint. And then after the waypoint, then we can worry about finding our way down to killing Andariel herself. And while that bow is better, she cannot use it, so that sucks.
Need mana.
And see, that's basically what I want to do with Andariel. Just, you know, spam the hell out of Ring of Fire. Uh-oh. Ow. Just that right there. Wham. Wham bam, thank you ma'am. I found a lot of gems this run. I say that in more drop. Let's wipe out Mr. Beastie Beast.
I need mana.
Now I can start making my way back up here. Because I bet the or not the waypoint, the way down is probably up here. Maybe not, though. Maybe not. Yeah, it's not. But I did get another level up while up here, so that's nice. All right, so trying to think of, I guess it's got to be down in this corner over here that I was making my way towards. And there it is. So here we are. I'm gonna go ahead, toss a town portal out, because I'm starting to take some damage now. Let me check this amulet. And that amulet's no good to me. That bow is, though.
I need mana.
So now, okay, there's the fucking way down to 3. Okay. I need the waypoint though. Like, I need the waypoint before I can head down.
Need a key.
Oh, spiders! Spiders!
Enough mana.
Spiders! I don't like spiders. That means, yep. And there was somebody alive in here. And right here.
Not enough mana.
We are looking for the waypoint. Oh, spiders.
I am overburdened.
So many spiders.
Not enough mana.
So now we're at the loot run of prioritizing things. All right, now there's only one spot that it can be. Or is there not? Gotta be down here. It's gotta be this way. And there it is.
Good to see you.
And now that I have that, it'll make getting back to Endariel easy. I know you're probably asking, but Retlaw, what do you mean, easy? You're almost there. Aren't you gonna finish? I am almost there. But I've also got to end the stream here. I have to go make dinner. I appreciate everyone that tuned in. I appreciate those that decided to chat. Lurkers are always welcome, though. Again, thank you, and I'll see you next time.